So there's another cathedral I found that I wanted to show you real quick. Now, what I'm looking at now is I'm looking at the temple architecture, which has obviously been carried over from a long time ago. They're structuring these just like the human body. And there's something very important in there to take a look at. We should look at the high altar or the apse or the dome where the head is. And we should take a look at these sections along the spinal cord. The one I'm about to show you is very interesting, especially the placement of the choir, which I want to show you as well. So this one is called Amiens Cathedral. It's located in France. And I want to read something for you real quick. This cathedral was built in 1270. Here's the floor plan of it right here, which you'll see in just a minute. You can already see it has that particular look about it that these other cathedrals have. And you'll see why this is important in just a second. But let me read to you. This was built in 1270 again. R.A. Schwaller de Lubitsch did the book called The Temple of Man, or The Temple in Man, in which he shows the temple in Luxor. And he shows in Egypt, in India, as well as later in the Christian cathedrals of the Gothic period, the temple was a book revealing an esoteric teaching. Well, I'm going to show you what the esoteric teaching is here in this particular cathedral. So here's our Solomon's Temple right here. And what I've got is I've got the Amiens Cathedral right here. This is the layout for it. It should look familiar to you because if we were to overlay something, for example, the Church of the Jesu on top of it, you can see where the porch is in both areas. You can see where it starts, where the crossing actually is. And if you take a look at number 8 right there, and if we were to take the Church of the Jesu off, or excuse me, take the Amiens off, you see that little dot right there? That little dot right there is exactly where number 8 is, and what number 8 is the apse, and that's where the altar is located, and that is where the head is. So now let's take this off, and I want you to see what the human body looks like on top of this. Remember, this was built in the Gothic period, and you will see that this is designed after the human body as well. Look where number 7 is. Number 7 is the choir, and look what happens when I put the human body on top of it. So number 8 is the altar. Number 7, which is in the throat, is the choir. Number 5 is the crossing. Number 3 is the nave. Probably the navel. Or possibly the... looks like it could be the navel. And here's the porch. You see these 4 things that you see right here? You always see this in all of them. Now we can put the Church of the Jesu on top of that. We can put the St. Peter's Basilica on top of it. See what that looks like? And in all cases, you can see how the body is being used to portray these different things. So this is Amiens Cathedral, France. And once again, I'll show it to you the way it looks. And we'll just kind of zoom in real quick. So here is where the altar is. Number 7 is where the choir is. Number 5 is the crossing, so it's right above the heart. Number 3 is the nave. Number 4 is the aisle. But also look at the way the shoulders are accounted for. When it comes out from the body, they account for that right up here so you can see it's placed correctly. And the only thing that you have to know in order to place this thing correctly is you have to know where the altar goes on the head, and you have to know where the porch is. And if you know those 2 areas, everything else expands out to its correct dimensions automatically. Notice how this church follows the section of the body just perfectly right here. So anyway, this is Amiens Cathedral, and hope you guys enjoyed that. There's a bunch of pictures of it on the internet, and also the altar is a very interesting thing I want to show you real quick. This is the altar, And what do we see again? We see another cloud burst, and I'm willing to bet you that this cloud burst, where the head is supposed to be some kind of an image of the Orion Nebula. Again, the center of it, because we see the spirit right inside there, and that's exactly what we see in the middle of the same thing that we see when we look at St. Peter's Basilica. So we're seeing the same kind of thing happen over and over again. You see the Orion Nebula, it's a cloud, like a cloud burst, something like that. But on the other ones, we actually have the Orion Nebula nailed down as far as the image or picture of it in many different places. So there you go. Hope you guys take care. I'll talk to you soon.